He carried a stranger out of the snow, what she woke up to changed them both. When the storm finally loosened its grip on the valley, the snow lay unnaturally still, too quiet, like the land itself was holding its breath. Caleb Rourke noticed her because his horse refused to move. "Easy," he muttered, pulling on the reins. Then he saw what had spooked the animal. A body. Not moving. Half buried near the tree line, one arm outstretched as if she'd tried to crawl and failed. Caleb slid from the saddle and knelt, brushing snow from her face. She was alive, barely. Her skin was ice-cold, her lips blue, her breathing shallow and uneven. He didn't think. He reacted. Caleb wrapped her in his coat and lifted her against his chest. She didn't stir. The storm had taken nearly everything from her, but not quite. His cabin was small, isolated, and built for survival, not comfort. Inside, he laid her near the fire and worked quickly, methodically, the way a man does when panic isn't an option. When her eyes finally opened, it wasn't fear that filled them. It was confusion. She blinked slowly, then tried to move. Caleb stopped her gently. "Don't," he said. "You're alive. That's what matters." Her voice was hoarse. "Where am I?" "My place," he answered. "You were freezing." She swallowed hard, eyes darting to the walls, the fire, then back to him. "I don't remember falling." "That's common," he said. "Storms don't leave room for memory." She closed her eyes briefly, then whispered, "My name is Eleanor." Caleb nodded. "Caleb." There were no long explanations. No comfort speeches. Just silence, and the steady sound of her breathing growing stronger. Eleanor didn't stay in bed. By the second day, she insisted on sitting upright, wrapped in blankets, staring at the fire like it held answers she couldn't quite reach. She didn't ask about leaving. Didn't ask about staying. Instead, she asked something else. "Why did you stop?" Caleb looked up. "What?" "You could have ridden past," she said. "Most men would have." He hesitated. "I've buried enough people in this snow." That answer satisfied her. That night, she woke screaming. Not from pain, but from memory. Caleb was at her side before he realized he'd moved. "Don't touch me," she gasped, then froze when she recognized him. Her breath came fast, uneven. "They followed me," she said. "I ran. The storm hid them, but I knew they'd catch me." Caleb crouched in front of her, careful not to reach for her again. "They won't," he said. "No one's coming here." Eleanor studied his face, as if deciding whether to believe him. "You don't flinch," she said suddenly. "At what?" "Fear." Caleb's jaw tightened. "I learned not to." Days passed, not quietly, but heavily. Eleanor wasn't helpless, and she wasn't fragile. She paced the cabin like a caged animal, restless, alert. She didn't cook for him. Didn't clean. Didn't try to soften the space. She sharpened a knife instead. "You expecting trouble?" Caleb asked. "I survived it once," she replied. "I don't plan to again." That was when Caleb understood. She wasn't a woman waiting to be saved. She was a woman who had escaped something, and didn't intend to be caught again. Trouble came sooner than expected. Two men rode in at dusk, their presence wrong against the quiet. Eleanor saw them first. Her face drained of color. "That's them," she whispered. Caleb didn't ask questions. He stepped outside, positioning himself between the men and the cabin. "She's not leaving," he said calmly. One of the men smirked. "She owes us." Caleb didn't raise his voice. "No one owes you a damn thing." What followed wasn't dramatic, it was decisive. The men left injured, humiliated, and warned. Eleanor stood in the doorway long after they were gone, shaking, not with fear, but with release. "I thought I'd have to run forever," she said quietly. Caleb turned to her. "You don't." She looked at him then, not like a savior, not like a stranger, but like someone finally standing on solid ground. That night, she sat beside him by the fire. Not close. Not distant. Just there. "You didn't promise anything," she said. "I don't make promises I can't keep," Caleb replied. She leaned against him then, not collapsing, not clinging, but choosing. The image of them reflected in the fire told a different story than either had lived before. Two people carved by winter. Finding warmth, not because one rescued the other, but because they stood their ground together. Outside, the snow began to fall again. Inside, neither of them felt cold.